As you'll recall, part one of our weekend in the Matanuska Valley ended at the Matanuska Lodge. Well, the next morning it's back on the Glen Highway for a nice relaxing drive to around milepost 25 at the Eklutna exit. Myself and 17 other KTU-ers are gearing up for an adventure. One of those 17 happens to be one of my favorites, Sheila Ballesterin, and the anticipation runs wild.
I cannot wait to start this.
GoToAK.com.
Woo! Our host Tim leads us to our awaiting chariots and gives us the lowdown of what lies ahead.
My name's Tim Cook, Alaska ATV Adventures, and we're out here at Eklutna today. We've got a great day, blue skies and warm weather after a little bit of rain, so the trail's going to be good. We're going to be headed up towards the end of the lake and on past up into Serenity Waterfall and the Miter, an area called the Miter, where the mountains get up about 7,500 feet up.
Now, if you think these things might be dangerous or hard to operate, they're really quite easy. In fact, they have an automatic clutch, and you just use the gas with your thumb. Now, the bigger danger really isn't going to be this machine. It's going to be this view. Incredible. What do you think, Sheila?
Lived in Alaska for 20 years, never rode on an ATV, never kayaked across Eklutna Lake. The scenery is spectacular. This is just heavenly.
And heavenly it is. Evidence of our geologic past and present greet you on both sides, prompting somebody to sing.
This is really fun and beautiful today. Don't fall.
Okay, that's enough.
You can't beat this. You just simply cannot beat this.
After a brief pause, it's back on the trail for more magic.
We stopped, and Tim mentioned to me that one of the great things to do is when you have somebody who's just gotten to Alaska, it's their first day or first couple of days before they've seen much, you take them on this trip, it'll blow their minds. I mean, I've been here for several years, and I have seen sights now that I haven't seen in South Central the entire time. It's absolutely stunning.
The trip leaves this guy who is paid to talk in a rare loss for words.
We don't know what to say, and this has probably been one of the best trips I've ever had in Alaska. If you have any inclination whatsoever to want to try it, you gotta try it.
As the first half of our adventure ends, the second half is about to begin, but our next adventure host, Dan, says, let's barbecue.
Hey Scott, my name's Dan McDonough, and today you're going to be doing a mini paddle and pedal. So we're going to kayak out 3 miles, and we'll bring you mountain bikes and your mountain bike back.
And the name of your outfit?
It's Lifetime Adventures.
So we've now transitioned down from the ATVs down to the kayaks. We're out on a nice, gorgeous, sunny day. This is the lake that actually all of the Anchorage drinking water comes from.
The kayaking is at a nice, relaxing pace, prompting some to get a little playful. The clear water gives way to more stunning views that leave us all feeling grateful that we didn't waste the day sitting on our couch.
We've been paddling for about 3 miles now. We're going to transition out of the kayaks, and now we're going to take bikes back. Nice. What's the verdict, Sheila?
The verdict? Exhilarating, exhausting, and fabulous.
After kayaking out, what better way to head back than a nice, exhilarating mountain bike pedal?
You have about a 3-mile bike back. It's a really nice, beautiful shot down the lake. Alaska weatherman Jim Pronto, what's your feeling?
I tell you what, Scott, this is beautiful. You predicted the weather perfectly. You always do.
In the end, Ballesterin sums it up for all of us.
Well, we just got done with about a 25-mile ATV trip that had some of the most amazing sights I've ever seen. And then we got onto a kayak and went across a glacial lake for 3 miles. And then we took a mountain bike back. So if you could top this any way you could possibly imagine, how would you do it? I don't know, maybe staying in a cabin in the woods? Well, we're going to go take a look for one. But in the meantime, let's take a look back at what happened today.
We started out with an amazing 25-mile ATV tour surrounded by 7,000-foot peaks. Truly one of the most memorable adventures I've had since moving to Alaska. The kayaking did not disappoint either. Gorgeous crystal glacier water and stunning mountain views throughout. Now if I can just solve that cabin in the woods issue.
I found one. Yeah, I found a cabin in the woods. In fact, you could say it's by a creekside.
Aptly named Creekside Cabins have 3 waterfront locations with full kitchens for those who like to cook. Nicely adorned bathrooms and ample space for mom and dad are complemented by a nice loft for the kids. And the coup de grace for me was a barbecue with a view. Owner Diane Paoletti gives us the lowdown.
I think we're in an excellent location because we're right in between Palmer and Wasilla with 2 of our locations, but they're secluded. So you're in a secluded spot, you're waterfront, but yet you're, within 7 miles from downtown Palmer or Wasilla. It's funny too, I get people from Wasilla or Palmer who just want to get away from their kids, but yet they're close enough where if something were to happen. I get quite a few military people because we do offer military discounts, and a lot of tourists in the summertime. Some in the winter, but mostly locals in the winter time.
Well, that does it for our 2-part series of our trip to the Matsu Valley. And in the last 48 hours, we've managed to do a guided tour of the Glen Highway, a night at the Matanuska Lodge at the base of a glacier. And then within the last 12 hours, we've managed to get out to Eklutna Lake. We did some ATV touring, we did some kayaking and some mountain biking. And now we've managed to find ourselves at a nice creekside cabin in the woods with a view of the mountains. The only way I can think about how to top this off now is to kick back, do a little barbecuing. So until next week when we're going back out into the outdoors, we'll tell you about what that is next week. Have a good one.